Ever mixed a scoop of protein powder after a workout and paused for a second, wondering where it actually came from? Not the brand or the flavor, but the real beginning, the source, the science, the whole journey from nature to nutrition. It's easy to think of whey protein as just another gym supplement, sitting in a neat tub with a shiny label. But the reality is way more fascinating. And surprisingly, it all begins with something as familiar as milk. Fresh, cool, nutrient-packed cow's milk. That's the true starting point of whey protein. What's even more surprising is that whey wasn't always a health product. For years, it was simply considered waste in the cheese-making process, tossed aside or fed to pigs. But today, thanks to innovations in food science and an ever-growing health-conscious world, this humble byproduct has become one of the most popular protein sources around. The transformation from raw milk to powdered protein gold starts in the lush green pastures of dairy farms, where cows are cared for with a surprising amount of attention. These cows aren't just standing around. Their diet is specially formulated, balanced with grains, fiber, and essential nutrients, all to produce high-quality milk. That milk is the foundation of everything that follows. Each day, fresh milk is collected using modern, automated systems that are designed to be both efficient and hygienic. The milk goes straight from the cow into storage tanks that keep it chilled immediately. This isn't just for freshness. Chilling the milk right away helps slow bacterial growth and preserves the protein quality. There's no room for error at this stage. The goal is to lock in that natural purity from the very start. Now here's something interesting. Cow's milk is made up of about 3 to 3.5% protein. Out of that, roughly 80% is casein, the slow-digesting kind, and the remaining 20% is whey protein. That's the golden 20% we're after. But extracting it from the rest of the milk components is where things start getting really high-tech. Once collected, the milk doesn't just sit around. It's loaded into special tanker trucks, equipped with cooling systems, and transported directly to a processing facility. These aren't your average delivery trucks. They're basically rolling refrigerators, making sure the milk arrives just as fresh as when it left the farm. Now comes one of the most mesmerizing parts of the process: separation. This is where the milk starts revealing its two distinct identities, curds and whey. Inside large stirring tanks, the milk is kept in gentle, continuous motion. It looks almost hypnotic, like a slow, swirling dance where something magical is about to happen. To kick off this transformation, a special enzyme called rennet is added. Rennet is usually derived from the stomachs of calves or lambs, and it acts like a switch, flipping the milk from liquid to solid. In just a few minutes, the milk begins to coagulate. Soft white curds start to form, clumping together slowly but surely. The liquid that separates out? That's whey, the nutrient-rich liquid that's been hiding in plain sight. From here, the path splits. The curds continue down the road to become cheese, while the whey, the real star of our story, is whisked away to start its own transformation. But raw whey still isn't ready to be scooped into your blender bottle. It contains fats, lactose, minerals, and other components that don't belong in a clean protein powder. That's where modern filtration systems come in. This part of the journey is all about refinement, using ultra-precise filters with microscopic pores that allow protein molecules to pass through while holding everything else back. The result is a purer, cleaner form of whey. And guess what? This is all done without adding any chemicals or using high heat. Methods like microfiltration and cross-flow filtration help preserve the full integrity of the protein. That's a big reason why whey protein retains so much of its nutritional value. But even now, the journey isn't quite over. Now, with that light, dry protein powder collected after spray drying, the process enters its final stretch. But don't mistake this for a casual wrap-up. These last few steps are just as critical. The powder, though technically ready, still needs some refinement to meet the exacting standards expected by both manufacturers and consumers. After all, no one wants to scoop out a protein blend filled with clumps or inconsistencies. First, the powder goes through a fine sieving process. Think of it like sifting flour. Any oversized particles or uneven clumps are removed, leaving behind a uniform texture. This step ensures that the protein blends easily with water or milk later on, creating that smooth shake everyone's after. No gritty surprises. From there, the powder enters massive mixing chambers. These machines are engineered with gentle paddles that rotate slowly and consistently. Inside, the powder gets blended again, not just to maintain consistency, but to eliminate any lingering moisture that could impact shelf life. Even the slightest bit of humidity can compromise the texture or invite spoilage. So this stage is all about precision. By now, the whey protein is practically ready for prime time. But before it heads to the packaging floor, it's evaluated against a strict set of quality standards. No detail is too small. Whether it's moisture content, solubility, or color, every factor must be on point. Only when the batch meets every single requirement does it move on to become the final product we all recognize on store shelves. The next stop is packaging, and this is where automation takes center stage. Picture a high-speed conveyor system, sleek and efficient, with containers lined up like clockwork. Robotic arms and filling machines work together in perfect synchronization, carefully measuring and dispensing the whey protein into each jar or bag. Accuracy here is key. Every container must hold exactly the right amount. No more, no less. Once filled, the containers move on to digital scales. These machines double-check the weight of each unit, making sure there's no variation beyond the allowed limits. This level of precision ensures consistency, and it also builds trust. Consumers rely on labels to be accurate, and this process makes that possible. Once the whey protein containers are sealed, they're sent down the line to get labeled. And this part is more important than it might seem. Each container, whether it's a tub, a pouch, or a jar, gets its full identity here. Nutritional info, serving size, usage instructions, expiration date, and even batch tracking numbers. It's not just for looks. This step ensures transparency and builds trust. That label tells the full story of what's inside and how to use it effectively. But whey protein doesn't only come in jars. It's available in multiple formats now, especially resealable bags, which are gaining popularity for being compact, lightweight, and more cost-effective to ship. The flexible design also gives brands the chance to stand out visually, with packaging materials and sizes tailored to different customers and markets. Behind the scenes, technology is running the show. Sensors and machines keep tabs on everything: temperature, weight, consistency, while inspectors monitor the process in real time. Even the slightest deviation is flagged, making sure the final product remains consistent and reliable. Once labeled and approved, the containers are batched, shelved, and prepped for shipping. From there, they make their way to gyms, health stores, and homes around the world. This happens every day on an enormous scale. Tens of thousands of containers moving through this system powered by innovation and high standards. For something that once was a byproduct of cheese, whey protein has become a global health essential, fueling performance, recovery, and daily nutrition. All along the journey, from dairy farms to factory lines, the commitment to quality never drops. Every person involved, from the farmer tending cows to the technician monitoring the mixing tanks, plays a part in creating that final scoop that ends up in a blender bottle or shaker cup. It's an unseen chain of effort, precision, and innovation that turns something as everyday as milk into a finely tuned health product. And what's remarkable is that the process never really stands still. Technology continues to evolve. Manufacturers are finding better ways to increase purity, improve flavor, and reduce environmental impact. There's a constant push to refine filtration methods, enhance packaging sustainability, and deliver more value with each serving. So the next time a scoop of whey hits the glass and blends into a smooth, creamy shake, it's worth remembering the story behind it. It's not just powder, it's a result of farming, science, craftsmanship, and innovation, all working together in a flawless rhythm. The journey that whey protein takes, from lush green fields to high-tech packaging plants, isn't just a showcase of modern food production. It's also a reflection of how far things have come in understanding nutrition. And the detail doesn't stop at the product itself. Even the packaging speaks to the evolution of the industry. Today's protein containers are more than just tubs and bags. They're engineered to protect freshness, preserve shelf life, and reflect the values of transparency and trust. From tamper-proof seals to QR codes that trace the batch origin, every layer serves a purpose. The focus on precision doesn't just benefit the end product either. It helps keep the process sustainable. Efficient transportation, controlled energy usage, water-saving filtration systems, all of it contributes to reducing waste and minimizing environmental impact. Even the once discarded byproducts are finding new life in other industries, from agriculture to cosmetics, proving that almost nothing goes unused. It's easy to overlook all of this when tearing open a new bag or twisting the cap off a fresh tub of protein. But behind that simple act lies a complex network of science, logistics, and people. What begins as fresh milk pulled straight from a dairy cow is transformed into one of the most widely used fitness staples in the world. Clean, refined, shelf-stable, and ready to fuel bodies in motion. A full cycle of collection, testing, refining, drying, mixing, and sealing. All so that what ends up in your shaker bottle is something you can trust. And while the process might be hidden behind factory doors and stainless steel tanks, it's always running, constantly being improved, monitored, and pushed forward. Because health doesn't stand still. And neither does the journey of whey protein. So the next time protein powder hits the blender, think beyond the label. Think about the cows, the farms, the tankers, the filtration membranes, the drying chambers, and the factory floor. Think about the sheer scale of precision, effort, and care that goes into each serving. It's not just a product, it's the result of a journey. One that turns something as everyday as milk into something extraordinary. Thanks to innovation, strict quality control, and the dedication of countless people along the way, whey protein has gone from a forgotten byproduct to one of the most trusted nutritional tools available today. And that's the full journey, from fresh dairy milk to a finely crafted scoop of protein powder that ends up in homes, gyms, and kitchens around the world. All thanks to science, hard work, and a relentless focus on quality. Now, if this behind-the-scenes look was as eye-opening as the protein-packed results, you know what to do. Smash that like button to show your support, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any more fascinating deep dives into how everyday things are really made. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.